Hey everyone, it's Jenny. Welcome to another process video. I'm just showing you a bit of a close-up of this background that I have already made. So I actually made this while the video wasn't recording, and I've used some embossing paste and some watercolor paints and some gelatos and just some stamping and made a wonderful mess. So just showing you there quickly that little chipboard element. It's from Imaginarium, which is an Aussie company here, and it was a piece of chicken wire chipboard, and so I've painted that white and I've cut the center out there, as you can see, and I used the bit that I cut out to put around the page to the top and the left hand side to add that further look of the chicken wire around the page. And so then I mounted that up on some foam tape so that it would be up off the page a little bit, and I could tuck some elements underneath. So there's a little piece of that chicken wire at the top and to the left. So I've just grabbed some cotton, so I've got some pink cotton, and I'm placing that at different places on the page. I've got that little bow there that I made out of some crepe paper using a Stampin' Up bow punch that I just got, and I've got that little arrow there, and I end up sticking it down, but I do end up pulling that off and putting something else down there later on. So I changed my mind on that one. So just having a look through my little box here and seeing what I can use from the I Am Collection chipboard or paper elements, and just adding some little different things to the page. So at the moment I think that I wanted to build up that layer there a little bit, but it doesn't work. So I'm just pulling a few bits and pieces in and having a look at what will actually work. So just using my tiny attacher, goes right through these little chipboard things really easily, except for I've stapled straight through the middle, and I've done it about 3 times, and each time I'm not actually catching any part of the wood. So I end up pulling that little butterfly off and starting again, and this time actually making it onto the wood and making sure that it is attached firmly. So what am I doing here? I'm pulling off the stickiness underneath off that little chipboard piece so that I can stick that underneath there, and I will have to go back and add a little bit of glue to these elements because they're not really sticking that well, and I think it's because of all the paint and stuff underneath that's causing it to lose a little bit of stickiness. So I'm popping up these feathers. One side I'm putting on some foam dots, and one side I'm just leaving flat, so I'm just using a bit of double-sided tape, and one side raising it just a tiny bit. And like I have said before, these foam little dots are quite flat and small, so they don't add a huge amount of dimension. So just popping that cotton underneath and working out where that wanted to go, and here I am, I'm adding this, but like I said, I end up moving that, and you'll see at the end video in the stills shots that I actually end up adding some vellum wording pieces from Maggie Holmes. So I ended up adding happy heart, I love everything about this, this makes me happy, and memories documented, as well as a large black script title that says this is what it's all about. So you'll see that at the end though. So just sticking these bits and pieces down. So I know that the chipboard you know, is a little bit heavier, so I might need some heavier glue, so I just pull out the glossy accents, and I couldn't unclog this bottle, so I've grabbed another bottle and unclogged that one, and just sticking a little bit of that glossy accents down because I know that once that's stuck it's not going to move anywhere. And I've just put my acrylic block on and my tiny attacher to give it a little bit of weight to make sure that it actually sticks, and I'm just going along and dabbing some wet glue under those bits of cotton, and I am adding some black ink to the side just to give it a little bit of pop. And what am I doing now? I'm putting a few more staples in, so I've decided that I'm going to add a few more little staples to the page as well. And putting on some black ink. This is always dangerous because I put on some black ink and then decide to keep working on the layout. So not always a good thing to do because it's a great way to get things smudged. But, you know, it's okay. I don't do any smudging this time. So then I decide that I haven't had any enamel dots yet. So I put on some enamel dots and spread them around the page, keeping with the same colours from this I Am collection. And keeping them in little groups of 3. So I like to spread them out a little bit. My little groupings get spread out a little bit. I don't like to keep them all together. And you saw I moved and put that little pinky peach one on top of a blob that I didn't really like the look of. It was already dry. It was one of the first blobs I had done in the first part of making the background, so there was no problem with smudging anything there. And I think I'm just about done. I'm having a bit of a look. Do I need any more? Don't think so. I'm going to show you some close-ups, and then you will see in the still shots that it is a little bit different. And I'm quite happy. There you go. So I've added that title up to the top and added those few little word strips. So I was really happy with the way that turned out. So thank you for joining me today, and I appreciate you stopping by and for all of your comments and for subscribing, and welcome to all my new subscribers, and it's great to have you here, and I hope that you are scrapping up a storm in your end of the world and enjoying it. I will see you next time. Bye.